G'day boys and girls. Welcome to the Christmas special.
Now it bloody well seems to me that someone should get the sack, because if this means paving a road, then bloody well they've been doing crack. Oh, the roads outside are frightful, and I'm tired of being spiteful. So before my big top blows, do the roads, do the roads, do the roads. And then check it twice. Have you donated to a political party of their choosing? Well, then you just sit and cry if you're not a great big wheel. Well, then you get no bloody grease, and you can blubber and cry and stand there on your knees. The council's not gonna pave your bloody road. And that's the way the world works in Palm Bay, Florida, mates.
Hi, David Kearns here, candidate for Florida House of Representatives. It's no joke when your roads don't work. My plan, if elected to the Florida House of Representatives, is to go to Tallahassee and sponsor a bill that would look for funding for the communities affected by rampant speculation in the past, in which roads were laid out. Let me give you some background. The communities of Port St. Lucie, Sebastian, and Palm Bay were laid out by GDC. It was rampant speculation on land all day long. People were sold lots sight unseen, roads were laid out, and that was that. There was no more paving, no more nothing going on. And that's what Palm Bay's been dealing with for years. We have not been able to catch up on our roads. City council after city council has come in, said they do something about it, and things change. Things change, things change, things change. My idea would be go to Tallahassee and work with responsible government to bring roads, to bring paving money, to bring asphalt money, whatever it takes to bring that money here into Palm Bay to pave these roads and other communities hurt by rampant speculation. Okay. What we're talking about here is the city of Palm Bay. Babcock Street. This one here is Grant Valcaria Road. This one here is Micco Road down here. This here is Malabar Road. That's Palm Bay Road. This squiggle line through that is 95. These are where the roads over here need to be paved, okay? But what's going on, let's drive 192 out this way. A beltway is being made. It's running down here on the outside of Palm Bay. It's going to come all the way down here, curve in, come in somewhere, cross 95, and cross Babcock Street. And what's going on is a bunch of developers have gotten together with the city, who has annexed this property in here. And when they annexed that property, they got plans for a medical complex, they got plans for city complex, and so on. Your city government thinks the best thing to do is take your city hall, which is right here, and move it all the way down here. Because when they do that, they'll have to bring city water down there, and that will please these developers, because then that makes their land twice as cheap. They didn't have to drag water to it. So all this stuff going on with your city council right now is dedicated to making this little circle very nice, this Emerald City. Meantime, you're living up here and your roads haven't been paved, okay? And they're putting all their resources down here for this new complex. When this beltway comes in, And they're telling you to wait and wait and wait. Check and see if your name's on a list. That's what Councilman Holton said.
High school, and if you've gone through the process, sometimes it's done in different ways, but in many cases they have several times you go out, you try out, and you go up to the board and you hope your name's on it, right? Mm-hmm. Right? You walk up there, and it's not on there today, but we got another tryout tomorrow. We're going to practice tomorrow, and you run back up to the board, and you're like, oh man, I'm not on there.
When your name gets on, just keep checking the list now, chillins. Okay. No one says this isn't a good idea. If this road's coming in here eventually, Micco, Babcock Street, 95, no one says this isn't a good idea. But the pace they want to do this is now, everything now. And they're willing to throw away good sense and reason to get it done. And you up here on your roads that haven't been paved yet, they could give a damn. These developers, people, riches, wealth, and so on, those aren't even here now. Those people aren't even here yet. That's a thing that doesn't even exist yet. And to your city government, that's more important than you are sitting here paying taxes however long you've been paying taxes for. You're on a list, see?
Day, but we got another tryout tomorrow. We're going to practice tomorrow, and you run back up to the board, and you're like, oh man, I'm not on there.
They put you on a list, and they said, oh wait, just keep checking the list. Meantime, it's all about this down here. So one of the things I suggested is the first thing that I would do as a state rep also, I mean, job one is to figure out how the development interests for this thing down here have taken over your city government all the way up here, to the extent that they can get together one day and decide, yeah, we'll just move City Hall. And it's not something you want to normally do when you're trying to get elected, is piss off just about every member of the city government. But nobody's going to do that. Nobody's got the guts to do it. But I do. And you won't hear that from my competition on the Republican side. And why is that? Well, 3 members of the Palm Bay City Council, okay, Trey Holton, Harry Santiago, and Jeff Bailey, and 2 members of Palm Bay City staff, including Andy Anderson, okay, and Davis Nardi, are on the steering committee for my competition. They have metastasized themselves into his campaign. I used to think it was the other way around, but now I think they snaked his way into his campaign and they're going to make him look bad. Hell, I almost feel sorry for the guy. He doesn't know what's hit him, because every bad thing that they do now falls on him. And if he was smart, he'd get rid of all 5 of them from his campaign. Because what they're doing here to your city looks so bad, it looks so bad that it's going to fall on him. So even if that guy who is my competition, even if he had a decent idea about how to fix some of these problems, you would never find out, because they are going to taint his brand so bad with their BS that you won't even consider him. And if he doesn't have a better clue of who he's dealing with than that, then you sure as hell shouldn't vote for him. But the other thing is this: what you will not hear from my competition is that the first thing he's going to do when he gets up to Tallahassee is approach the FDLE and say, what is going on with Palm Bay city government? And let me tell you something, David Kearns, that's the first thing I will do, is I will approach Florida Department of Law Enforcement and say, what's been going on here surely can't be right under the law, so look into it. So if that's what you want, then I'm your guy. What you have to do is look at your road and look at your school. The condition of your school is directly tied to the property value. Your property value is directly tied to the availability and the quality of roads. And that's the truth. And they are doing nothing for your roads right now. They don't give a damn about your street. It's all about this. Emerald City, baby. It's all about that. And if they would just pace themselves and go a little slower and not cut quite so many corners, they could have that too. You know, my grandmother always used to say, you can't have your dessert until you eat your mashed potatoes. Okay? These roads that you're on that are bad, that's the mashed potatoes that they're supposed to do. That's the good stuff that they're supposed to get to first. The treat is after. And nobody's being the daddy with this government in the county, okay, or in the city. Nobody's being the daddy and saying, listen, you can't have your dessert until you eat your damn mashed potatoes. Nobody's doing that. They just want to get right to the mashed potatoes. They just want to get right to the dessert. Get right to their money. Get right to their buddies. And I'm saying pave these roads first, but they won't do that. And that's why somebody's got to be brave enough to go to Tallahassee and approach the Florida Department of Law Enforcement. David A. Kearns, Kearns. I'm running for Florida House District 5-3. Vote for me if you want honest government.
The island greeting that we send to you from the land where palm trees sway. Here we know that Christmas will is the thing to say on a bright white Christmas day. That is the island greeting we send to you from the land where palm trees sway.